If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, if you want to tell me you hate my videos, if you want to tell me you love my beard, if you want to make fun of my beard, the best way to do it is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, A$AP Rocky is sitting in solitary confinement in a jail in Sweden right now. And Megan Thee Stallion, Saweetie, and a bunch of other female rappers are showing Nicki Minaj mad love. Let's talk hip-hop.
Go this way, go this way. You know? Go this way. Listen. We don't want to fight y'all. We're not trying to go to jail.
My headphone, he's fucking my headphone. I want my headphone.
You hit him with it.
I want to
Down the street. Go down the street. Go down the street.
You fuck it up. You fuck it up. Why you? Man, I want my headphone.
Stop.
Look, just for the cameras, we don't want no problems with these boys. They keep following us. They keep following us.
Alright, I want to explain to you what's going on, right? Because this whole situation is fucking crazy, right? And if this was America, it wouldn't have went down like this, right? But this is what's going on, right? So A$AP Rocky is walking up the street, I guess, or whatever, with his team and his security guard, right? And they are in Sweden, right? They're not in New York, where A$AP Rocky is from. They're not nowhere in the US. They're in fucking Sweden, right? In a whole different country, right? So there's these two kids, right? I'm not gonna call them kids because they're grown-ass men, right? But they look mad young. They look like maybe 20 or 21 years old, right? And I guess they might have saw A$AP Rocky and they might have got starstruck and they felt like, oh, hey, we want to take a picture, or we want to talk to him, or we want to troll him, or we want to talk shit to him, or whatever the case may be, right? But who cares what they wanted to get access to A$AP Rocky for, right? And that's why celebrities walk around with their security guard, because celebrities, if I'm A$AP Rocky, I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know if you nice, if you happy, if you mad, if you mean, if you want to tell me that my song changed your life and you want to take a picture with me, or if you want to tell me, fuck you, you bitch ass nigga. I don't know, because I'm A$AP Rocky, so that's why niggas got security, right? A$AP Rocky had his security with him, right? But these two dudes kept following him and following him. They're from Sweden, so they're Swedish guys, and they kept following A$AP Rocky and his whole crew, right? A$AP Rocky says, hey man, listen, please stop following us, right? Then A$AP Rocky's security guard turns around and talks to the guys and told them, listen, stop following us. You're gonna piss me off. I'm gonna slap the dog shit out of you if you continue to follow me, right? Then A$AP Rocky's security guard turned his back on one of the guys and proceeded to walk away, right? One of the guys took his headphones, which, you know, still had the cord attached, because maybe they don't have, you know, technology like we have here in America and Sweden. I'm just saying. But anyway, so the nigga took his headphones by the cord and hit A$AP Rocky's security with that shit, right? So A$AP Rocky's security guard kind of slapped him up a little bit. But as big as A$AP Rocky's security guard is, and as little as this dude is, if A$AP Rocky's security guard was using his full power, this nigga would have went to sleep. You know what I'm saying? He would have did one of good night, he would have did one of them shits, right? And he didn't do that, so you know he wasn't using his full power, right? Anyway, so after that happened, you would think that the scuffle would be over and that these dudes would walk away, because they almost got into a huge fight with A$AP Rocky's security guard. So the A$AP Rocky security guard turns around and tries to walk away again, and these niggas keep on following A$AP Rocky again. So then A$AP Rocky put his hand on the dude's shoulder, right? And he's like, listen, man, we do not want to fight you, right? We do not want to go to jail, right? So A$AP Rocky says this, right? And it makes sense, because look, if you fighting in Brooklyn somewhere, you might get locked up, but they'll let you out the very next day. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to go to jail overseas, you don't want to get locked up abroad. You feel me? Like, that's not nothing like nobody wants to happen to them, especially a black man locked up in Sweden. Hell no. Look, I mean, you don't have your rights. Like, the Constitution doesn't exist over there. Like, you're finished. You're cooked. Your goose is cooked, ASAP. Right? So ASAP Rocky's like, we do not want to fight, right? Turns around to walk away from these dudes. The key here is that somebody was filming the whole time, which is good. Because you see how many times ASAP Rocky tried to walk away from these dudes and literally says out of his mouth, as he's touching the dude on the shoulder, we don't want to fight with you, right? So anyway, ASAP Rocky and the security, they continue to walk and walk and walk, right? And these dudes continue to follow them like they're part of ASAP Rocky's crew, right? So then I guess at one point, you know, ASAP Rocky and the security guard and ASAP Rocky's team and everybody just got frustrated, right? Because then it cuts to a scene where you see ASAP Rocky like grab the nigga, right? And like fling him and then throw him on the ground, and then everybody just jumps on the motherfucker and they start fighting, right? So after that, they finally get the dudes off of them, and ASAP Rocky ends up going like back to his hotel or whatever the case may be. There's no police that show up right then, right there, right? It's not like ASAP Rocky gets locked up or arrested right there on the scene, right? But like the next day, the police come and they do arrest ASAP Rocky, right? And they put him in a Swedish, I guess the equivalent to a county jail, which is what we have here, right? Because he hasn't even been charged with anything, right? It's not like he's charged with reckless conduct or assault or, you know, anything really. They have him locked up, and they said that they're gonna have him locked up for the next 2 weeks so that they can investigate what's going on, and then they'll see if they're gonna bring charges on him or not, right? And then if they are gonna bring charges on him, he faces up to 6 years in a Swedish prison because he got into a scuffle on the street. This is crazy, right? I just want to say, again, if you get into a scuffle with somebody and you in the U.S., if you in Virginia, Texas, Florida, Chicago, New York, California, wherever the fuck you are, if you get into a scuffle with somebody on the street, if you happen to get arrested that same day, they will probably drop the charges. I mean, people get into fights all the time. There were no weapons, there were no knives, there were no guns. I mean, you've got to be kidding me here, right? But anyway, so a lot of people on the internet are saying that this is racism, you know, or, you know, hey, fuck ASAP Rocky's black ass. Now we got him. You know what I'm saying? But this whole situation is fucking crazy, right? But here's the thing though, right? Even though everybody on the internet they're crying racism, and they think that it's because ASAP Rocky is black, and they think it's because he's a rapper, apparently, I don't know. I wonder if ASAP Rocky believes that this is because like he's black, or because like he's a rapper, or whatever the case may be. Because over the years, historically, ASAP Rocky has denounced racism. He's basically said that he doesn't understand like the Black Lives Movement matter. He basically says that you know, black on black crime is something that plagues the black neighborhoods, and he doesn't give a fuck, literally, like he doesn't give a fuck about, you know, when a cop shoots another black person because, you know, black people, basically, ASAP Rocky, he said, this was years ago though. Why are we exploiting the beef between urban community and the police force when 60 people got shot on Friday and Saturday in July, you know, 4th of July holiday weekend back in 2014 in Chicago, and black on black crime. So one cop shoots a black person. That kind of shit is inevitable. It happens all the time. And if you're going to talk about the main topic, you need to talk about black on black crime first before you just try to say that it's a shame that the police are killing young black people, right? So this is according to ASAP Rocky, right? So, you know, his statement is kind of retarded and kind of trash. And yeah, if a black person shoots another black person, that is black on black crime, but guess what happens to the person who was the shooter? That person gets arrested and goes to jail, right? If a cop shoots a unarmed black person, that cop doesn't get arrested and go to jail. That cop, gets relieved of their duties for like a month and also gets paid while they're relieved from their duties for about a month. You know what I'm saying? And there's white on white crime, and there's Asian on Asian crime and Hispanic on Hispanic crime. Typically, if I'm black and I live in a black neighborhood and I want to commit a crime, it's going to be in my own neighborhood, right? If I'm white and I want to commit a crime and I'm in a white neighborhood, it's probably going to be in my own neighborhood, right? There's a lot of white on white crime. There's white collar crime. White people steal from each other all the time. They hack each other's stuff. They go into each other's bank accounts. They pull heists and everything like that. And nobody says white on white crime needs to stop. The only thing is that, cops aren't shooting unarmed white people. You know what I'm saying? So A$AP Rocky's statement was kind of null and void, but this is his mentality.
You can't blame the police officers. That kind of is inevitable, man. And if we're going to talk about that, let's talk about the black people killing black people.
A$AP Rocky is from Harlem, right? He is black, you know what I'm saying? Like, he got braids and gold teeth, and yeah, just because you a model, and yeah, just because you rich, and yeah, just because you spend a lot of your time overseas, you might have forgot like where you came from or how you got here, right? I always see like Casanova 2 times, a hard ass, hood ass nigga from Brooklyn who talks about one time where he was locked up in New York and he seen A$AP Rocky in the holding cell, right? And that this was before anybody was famous, so he didn't even know that A$AP Rocky was A$AP Rocky, and as he thought A$AP Rocky was a regular nigga, but him and A$AP Rocky did bond during that time, and then come to find out, Casanova 2 times gets famous, gets rich, becomes a celebrity. He remembers something, and he's like, hold up, when I was locked up, I think that was you. I think that was A$AP Rocky I was locked up with. Always tells a story, talks about how it's so funny and stuff, how A$AP Rocky had long hair even when he was sitting in jail, but he wasn't no bitch, no punk, that he held his own. But this is the kind of cloth that A$AP Rocky is cut from. Then why the fuck does A$AP Rocky, think like that or forget where he comes from? It's like almost like he has so much, I guess, money or so much fame that he just kind of, blocked all that other stuff out that he had to go through coming up in Harlem.
A$AP Rocky continues to make headlines for all the wrong reasons. In 2015, the rapper told Time Out New York, and I quote, "I'm A$AP Rocky. I did not sign up to be no political activist. I don't want to talk about no effing Ferguson and no shh, because I don't live out there. I live in effing Soho and Beverly Hills. I can't relate. I'm in the studio. I'm in these fashion studios. I'm in these drawers. I'm not doing anything that's outside of that. That's my life." Well, okay. After he got dragged on Twitter, the rapper went on The Breakfast Club to clarify his stance, but basically just repeated the same thing over and over again.
All right, fine, right? So A$AP Rocky, nobody says that you have to be a role model. Nobody says that you have to represent anything. I'm not saying you need to represent what I represent or talk about what I talk about, but it's almost like you don't have any kind of human compassion for people who are from where you're from, if you understand what I'm saying, right? So while everybody is crying racism and everybody's like, yo, we got to get A$AP Rocky out of jail, and hey, we got to stand up for our brother A$AP Rocky, A$AP Rocky is kind of on some shit like he don't want to be, I guess, aligned with you niggas. You know what I'm saying? It's sort of just like the whole O.J. Simpson thing, right? When O.J. said, I'm not black, I'm OJ, right? Because, you go somewhere, and Lil Wayne said the same thing too. Lil Wayne was like, I've never experienced racism. I've always been a celebrity, right? So when you're a regular nigga, right, like Jonny Fastlane, you're gonna experience some racism, right? But if you're Lil Wayne and you've been famous since you were 11 years old, you might not. Because when white people see you, they don't see, oh, a nigger, they see, oh, Lil Wayne, right? And I guess A$AP Rocky kind of feels that way. But no, A$AP Rocky, you're still, you get my point here, right? So anyway, what I'm saying all this to say that even though A$AP Rocky does not support the black community at all, The black community is still out here trying to support A$AP Rocky, and they want him home. We want him home, right? As bad as I feel about anybody, whether they're black, white, Hispanic, whatever the fucking, they could be purple, right? I don't want nobody sitting in jail, right? Unless you're like a pedophile, a rapist, a serial killer, then yeah, sit your ass in jail, right? But I do not think that A$AP Rocky deserves to be sitting in jail for 6 years, 2 weeks, 2 days, or 2 minutes for that much, for fighting and having a little scuffle on the street, especially when he tried to avoid that damn scuffle about 3 or 4 times. You know what I'm saying? If I walk away from a nigga 3 or 4 times and the nigga keeps on fucking coming at me, then guess what? It's gonna be a scuffle. You feel me? But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments down below. Nicki Minaj says, 12 years ago I dropped my first mixtape, right? Playtime is over, right? Wrote every single word on every single song. I was so proud of that. Eventually, the Barbs were all wearing pink hair, Chinese bangs, Barbie chains, colorful wigs came all back in style. Everyone became Barbs and dolls. I always shouted out my influences and in my interviews. Nowadays, it's become cool to pretend like you weren't influenced by other artists. Shout out to the ones big enough to do it. Cash Doll, Asian Doll, Cuban Doll, Saweetie, Meg Thee Stallion, Malibu, Young M.A., Miss Banks, Lady Lizzo, etc. No female rapper other than Trina did a song with me or congratulated me on my Billboard accomplishments. I don't mind it. I never felt like they were obligated to do so, just like Beyonce is not obligated to congratulate or collaborate with Normani, etc. I never had a crusade by radio stations, influencers, and blogs to make a song #1. When Anaconda was #2 on the Hot 100, I never had a group of men in the studio writing my songs for me, so it would take me a while between albums. Please stop with the write-ups about how I didn't do this and didn't do that. You're really sick, and I'ma call y'all out one by one on Cream Radio. Most of y'all doing these write-ups have never fought for nothing in your life. You just sit there on the sidelines and watch the doers do. My fans, to my fans, I love you, cherish you, adore you, and thank you. God bless you, Nicki Minaj, right? So basically, she said that, I mean, you gotta read between the lines, right? But this is cool, right? So at one point, I really don't think that statement even should have been that long. It could have got cut like halfway through, right? When she started talking about, oh, y'all sick, and I'm going to talk about each of y'all one by one, name by name on Cream Radio, and how Beyonce don't got to congratulate people and all this. I don't think that she should have went that far into it, right? But the first half of the statement where she was talking about, shout out to the ones big enough to show me my props, and then she shouted them out too, the Megs, the Lady Lizzo's, the Asian, the Brats, and all that stuff. That was cool, right? And at the same time where she's shouting them out and giving them their props and respect for shouting her out, and for them giving her props and respect, she's also letting people know that these are my daughters, or these bitches is my sons. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool, right? Because her daughters, they seem to be on board with it, and they're admitting that yes, I did get an influence, a style, a swag, a vibe from Nicki Minaj. And you gotta be crazy to kind of say that you didn't, especially when Nicki Minaj was killing it for like the last 10 summers when there were no other female rappers out there, right? Basically what happened was Nicki Minaj, the playing field was way open as far as female rap goes. Now rap was still, great, big, cool, but every rapper in the game was a male rapper. When, your Migos were coming up, when Futures were coming up, when Drakes were coming up, there was only one female rapper, and that was Nicki Minaj, right? Then Young M.A. came through, and she had that smash hit, Ooh, in the summertime, right? But even though Young M.A. had the smash hit, Ooh, people didn't really look at Young M.A. as a female rapper again, because she's kind of like the bro, right? So it was just still Nicki Minaj, right? And then you know, Cardi B started doing mixtapes and shit like that, but Cardi B wasn't really even that big or buzzing really that hard or anything like that. But then Remy Ma got out of jail and dropped Sheether on Nicki Minaj, and it kind of did kill Nicki Minaj. I'm not gonna lie, Sheether made Nicki Minaj back up a little bit. Sheether made Nicki Minaj go, whoa, right? And then instead of Remy Ma coming through and hitting niggas with another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, Remy Ma did air out Nicki, but left the playing field open for a Cardi B to drop Bodak Yellow. And then after Cardi B dropped, a lot of other female rappers started getting influenced by Cardi B too now, saying, oh, it's okay for us to go outside? Because Cardi B ain't wait for nobody to tell her it was okay to go outside. She just went outside. But when Cardi B went outside, other female rappers said, oh, okay, we could go outside too. Then you get Meg. Then you get Asian Da Brat. Then you get Bally Baby. Then you get Rico Nasty. Then you know what I'm saying? Then you start getting all these other female rappers and everything like that, right? Which is cool, right? But Meg Thee Stallion let Nicki Minaj know that she fucks with her.
Oh yes, baby, we love Miss Minaj. Miss Minaj. How you gonna do a freaky girl song and not include Nicki Minaj? Got that super soaker. Spunkathin.
This is dope, yo, right? Because, yo, Meg Thee Stallion, all right, so Meg Thee Stallion really got her fucking style from Nicki Minaj, but it's cool the way that she's doing. I also feel like Meg Thee Stallion has a little bit of Trina in her, and then also kind of like the City Girls, but whatever. But anyway, this is dope, right? So Lizzo actually gave props to Nicki Minaj too.
What's up, Barbie? Your question, which isn't even a question, it's just a statement. It's like, bitch, opinions on Nicki Minaj. Here's my opinions. Influential, groundbreaking, ushered in the new wave of this generation of women in rap. Bars, punchlines, iconic voice. I love Nicki. Bitch, what?
Lizzo says she got bars, she's iconic, she says I love Nicki. Nicki saw that. Nicki retweeted it too, right? So where a lot of people have been saying that Nicki Minaj basically during her whole career, the reason why there were no other female rappers like really around or anything like that was because Nicki Minaj was going on a tirade. She was using her money to actually like drop hush orders on other female rappers that she wanted to be the only female rapper out, right? And so that's kind of why a lot of other female rappers who came out who heard those same rumors kind of stepped in the game and was like, fuck Nicki off top, because they know that Nicki probably would have said fuck them first, right? So instead of, you know, letting her come to them, they come to her first and they cut it off and fuck it, we gonna beef with Nicki type shit, right? But it seems like now, you know, a lot of people are giving Nicki her flowers or they're showing Nicki mad love, right? So Trina comments on Nicki Minaj's post and says, you changed the game, queen. Then she says, dang-a-lang, 5-star chick, my chick bad, baps. And then Nicki Minaj replies to that and says, you know, Trina Rockstar, like, hell yeah, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Cuban Savage even says, I love you, Nicki. We definitely had them bands, the Barbie necklaces on deck. And this is why you will always be the most influential rapper of all time. She didn't even say the most influential female rapper. She said the most influential rapper of all time. You see Nicki responds with the praying hands, like, thank you very much. Cash Doll, same thing. Love you, Nicki, always. Because I don't even know why these girls bother at this point, which is an old Nicki line, right? She says, I thought I was all of that growing up when I was saying that. She blows kisses to Cash Doll, right? Lala, who's not a rapper, you know, that's Carmelo Anthony's wife, but Lala says, so many memories. I remember this mixtape like it was yesterday, right? And Nicki Minaj is like, thank you, praying hands, right? Nicki Minaj then comments on her own post, right? And says, and I have to thank Young M.A. and Lady Luck too. They were and then she says, Lady Luck was before me and she inspired me, right? Lady Luck commented on it and said, I love you for that, right? Saweetie says, Nicki Lewinsky, and then throws a heart there, right? Asian Da Brat said, we love you for sure, and it's not everybody against Nicki, it's us against everybody. You changed the game, Nicki, and I want you to know nobody can do what you did, and you set the bar at the highest level for real. A true icon. Nicki Minaj responds with a heart. Meg Thee Stallion says, I love you. Right? And then Lady Luck says, I doubt 12 years ago you could have imagined how huge you have become. What an influence you had. Fuck all of these people that don't give recognition and love to you. And we all see you as a queen, right? And then Nicki Minaj blows a kiss to her, right? And just more of the same thing, right? Still rocking these Chinese bangs till this day. I love you, Nicki. Lady Lejour says, couldn't have said it better. I said what I said on stage with you because I felt like I'd rather be able to get an opportunity to give you the love and respect you really deserve. You made it easier for every female rapper after you, and even the male ones, Lady Lejour says, right? So this is crazy because things go from fuck Nicki, like every female rapper in the industry trying to ignore the fact that Nicki Minaj even exists, to everybody is giving Nicki Minaj her props, pretty much except for Remy, Cardi, and Rico Nasty. Which is fucking crazy, my nigga. Yo, this is cool, man. I feel like Nicki Minaj is one of the greatest female rappers to ever do it, man. She has the album sales to prove it, and album sales definitely do not qualify you to be the best rapper ever, right? But she has the bars to prove it. Bars don't really qualify you to be the best rapper ever at all, right? She has the awards to prove it, but again, awards don't qualify you to be the greatest rapper ever. You know what I'm saying? But it's just everything all together, right, that qualifies you to be one of the greatest rapper ever, to include your influence, how you changed the game, what you did, how you did it, and all of that shit, right? And oh yeah, you gotta write your own rhymes. You feel me? So Nicki Minaj says she does, and I have no reason to believe that she doesn't for now. And then everybody's showing her love, which is really, really dope, right? And I think that Nicki Minaj deserves all the love that she's getting. But do y'all recognize Nicki Minaj as somebody who's like one of the GOATs or a female GOAT in the game? Let me know what y'all think about this and everything else down in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell and follow me at Jonny Fastlane. That's Jonny Fastlane on Instagram. And y'all already know what to do. Peace.